doing, my Halloween heretics? Well, we're deep into Spooktober and it's about time for a freaky one. But this year I almost couldn't make up my mind what to do. Like, I even put out a couple of polls on Facebook and Twitter and got clashing results. Yeah, that's on me. Thank the Dark Lord then for Ed from the TFN crew, who done borrowed me an absolute titan of Transformer terror. Yes, indeed, and I can hardly believe I'm saying this. It's time for a Thew review on Deathsaurus. Get horrified. So yes, Deathsaurus, aka Deathsaurus, was the Decepticon Emperor of Destruction and general-purpose Skeletor surrogate from the 1989 Japanese G1 sequel series Transformers Victory. And his toy's become one of those ones that's always talked about in hushed, awestruck whispers and regarded almost universally as an unattainable holiest of grails. Presumably in part because he never got a Western release, like not even a shit one with all the bits missing. And the only modern Deathsaurus have been like compromised half-baked repaints. So is he so highly prized because he's actually good? Or is it all just a huge case of collective FOMO? Come with me now and let's say go! That was a Victory reference. Does anyone get that? Now, the first thing you notice about Deathsaurus is that he doesn't really do subtle. Like, the robot mode ostensibly falls into that familiar late 80s tall, chunky squarebot basket with his top-heavy torso and practically vertical robo-boots. But he's also serving a full-on fiesta of brazen bronze flair that you just don't see in this hemisphere. I mean, look at this thing. There's definitely a lot to unpack. Like, with these giant curving chest horns, the gleefully gaudy helmet and massive armpit wings, he's just an absolute optical onslaught. So Deathsaurus is definitely a bloody big bugger. Like, he's that wonderful sort of Ultra Magnus good big, rather than obnoxious city former stupid huge. This is the perfect size for that premium G1 chunk. Plus the plastic's dense and heavy, there's metal bits on the go. This is the dream. And like all the best G1 giants, Deathsaurus can just about manage some acceptably basic posing. Like, he's packing some fantastically clackety shoulders and creaky musical elbows, along with decent Perceptor kick and a bit of knees. And like, visually the arms definitely give old Des Fafara a super hench shoulder shape, but I love the deep indigo and these gloriously retro Troubleometer stickers. But below the elbow they're an absolute mess. I mean, check out these mega spikes and sticky outy flap flaps. Even the elbows are jointed in such a weird spot that they leave these sort of 3/4 trapezoid voids. Trapevoids? Legs are a smidge tidier, boasting these convenient secondary ankle shoes and a neat outer joint illusion, but mostly they're just standard standing stands with inordinately flashy kneecaps. That noggin's a bit of a headache and all. Like, the face is gloriously gleamy with striking red stank eyes and refined shiny cheekbones, but you do have to kind of look for it. I mean, look, it's almost completely obscured under that weird accountant's visor for when he's helping Tarn with the paperwork. And I actually love the whole double eyes thing they did in the comics, but it's tricky to see it on the toy because there's so much brow action going on. Like, it is there, but you gotta want it. And what's with that weird Judge Dredd sheriff's badge? Is that supposed to go on your head, mate? But it's all flair, man. It's all theming. Look, it's a beak. He's doing like an eagle thing. I mean, just check out those wings. Those are a statement. Anyway, as a founding member of the infamously monikered Breast Force, Des right here comes with two little beast buddies who can hop into his bod box and give him a choice of 3 finishes: Vanilla Tinfoil, Crimson Cuboid, and Fabulous Bison. It all feels rather sound-wavy with the delicious dark blue and clean grey colours and the big square chest panel where his animal friends live. So who's your mate then? Yes, indeed, say hello to Tiger Breast. It's just a funky little ravagey rat bag with no real alt mode. I mean, he does moonlight as a sort of droopy pistol, which the cartoon tried to play off like some epic longbow. Nice try! But his other mode can only be described as some of Deathsaurus. Same sort of deal with the Eagle Breast guy, whose name is Eagle Breast. And he's pretty much a mildly muscular laser beak. He does turn into this peculiar horizontal double gun, which is super uncool looking and presumably quite difficult to aim. But like, what's this? Is this even a mode? That's not a tape. It's a shape, a chunk, some. Anyway, aside from those lads, Bebe Deathsaurus Benet also comes with a pair of actual weapons. Like, he's got what appears to be an entire space cruiser mounted on his arm there, like some kind of squished up Millennium Falcon or one of those knives from Halo, along with this amazingly daft living metal destroying cannon. I guess it's hefty enough as a rifle, but I just love the blatant fake out flail. You can even hold it upright like a sword. That's not how that works. It just looks like a prickly ball bag. So yes, as a robot, Deathsaurus is a mightily magnificent monster man, oozing with Camp Takara swag, who makes a really rather refreshing Decepticon. It just seems to me like a beastly big boss like this would have made a much more logical leader than Galvatron in the post-Piranacon world of '89. Nothing but respect for my Emperor of Destruction. Transformation's a smidge awkward. Like, it's mechanically straightforward, but it's a bit weird squeezing the legs past the wings. And the Ulmo's pretty much a big monster. Like, it's not really a dinosaur. I guess it could be a dragon. More like a 6-foot turkey. But I guess he's generally accepted as a big, daft kaiju thing. Which, is that Halloween appropriate? Are kaiju scary? I guess on a basic level, nobody wants their house to get stepped on, but they're not really a horror thing, right? But in any case, this is the beast form of Deathsaurus, most commonly seen destroying Japan with his friends Murderceratops and Parasaurocutterbitch, and it's an absolute babosaurus. Look at that goddamn head, man, just shrieking out of his rectangular brick bod like a pissed off avian Mechagodzilla, all chromed pipes and epic spines and a hideous toothed beak. Look at the wings, unfurled in cataclysmic glory like two massive jagged axe heads. Behold his immense reptilian legs crushing all under clawed metal feet. Fear his mighty hands prodding towards his doomed prey like two terrible titty fingers. So there's no real gimmicks in this mode. I mean, you can still do the breast force thing, but it's not out to impress you with anything but its inherent awesomeness. Look at this frickin' thing. It's pure schlock and it knows it. God, I love this thing, man. I am in love. I kinda can't believe that I built Deathsaurus up as this unknowable, enigmatic spectre of a thing that I'd never get to see in my life. I think it's because when I think about Transformers of this era, I think of like Grandus and Skygary and Atlas. And they do all this weird combining shit, so you've got to buy the full set and figure it out yourself, but be careful, because there's only 8 of them left in the world. Not to mention that my introduction to the whole Japanese G1 dimension was the Motivators and Rescue Force, and the smack of disappointment that they'd never work properly and they weren't even the real ones. So I think my favourite thing about Deathsaurus is that he's just a Transformer. He's definitely got his whole thing going on, sure, but there's like no combining, no tacked on base mode, no Power Master insert to unlock action nonsense. He doesn't need any partners or god bombers to help him deliver the goods. He is the goods. Plus he's a Decepticon leader. Who could resist that? He's friggin' Leo Kaiser's boss. But most of all, Deathsaurus is just really good fun. He's pretty much a big, silly Grimlock. Mega thanks once again to Ed for letting me experience the fierceness. God, this has been fun. And a sublime Samhain to one and all. Hail Satan!
Be sure to subscribe for more Thew's Awesome Transformers reviews. Limited appeal, keeping it real.